Okay, let's see if you guys come back. You guys coming back? Do I look better? There we go. We're better. That's what I like to see. All right, my bad, guys. My fault. My fault. I started on the wrong one. There we go. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yo,
Better. Everybody keeps saying better now.
yeah,
Okay.
100% better.
That is a lot better.
My
Yeah.
bad. My bad. I just paid the bill. My bad.
A lot better.
I forgot to
Uh,
pay the bill today. My bad. My bad,
it
guys.
happens. We've all been there. Got to pay for the big heads, baby.
I know. My
Yep.
bad. My bad. I use a different credit card this time. So what's up?
What's
I
up?
But
got to
So,
see everything you guys got. So what, Mark? What's been going on with you, man?
I had a really great week. Personally, my and my son had a great week too. He's not here tonight to show off what we got, as he says. I told him that my collection was his collection, and now everything he gets, he says it's ours. So he's learning,
aw,
sweet kid. But yeah, we came home. We came home Saturday from his ball game. There was a big old box on the front porch, and we did a quick live. If you didn't catch it, I'll show you right now what we got.
Oh yeah, that was
Um,
awesome. That was a good one.
Thank you.
yep.
Thank you. But yeah, Bobble Sniper, man, he has been super cool to Hudson. And he hooked up, he sent this Steph Curry right here.
Nah, that's super clean.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Is the
I,
logo? Is logo ball? Yeah, logo
yeah,
bobbles.
so the
Yeah,
logo
That's sick.
bobbles,
yeah.
this arm bobbles, and the head bobbles. It's really
Oh,
cool.
Nice.
So he sent him that, and he sent him, I really like this one. This one's really nice. 2017 Steph Curry Championship
Mm-hmm.
bobblehead. Really nice, pretty base. The ball, the shine on the ball, or the shine on the Larry trophy is so nice. So that's really cool.
You're a Curry
Um,
collector, bro. You guys gonna have the Curry collection.
yeah,
Right?
I think we've got uh, we're over 20 now, for sure.
Damn.
And I've got several pre-ordered. So looking forward to getting those.
Sniper
So
claws. I like sniper claws. They say it's sniper claws.
dude, it's so funny. I was telling Bobble Sniper that it's so cute. My son, so he sent some stickers. So my son puts his sticker on his water bottle, and he's telling all his friends. He tells all his friends about Bobble Sniper and how it's his friend, and he shows them his bobblehead. It's really cool. So
That's awesome.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's really cool. So yeah, thank you so much for that. And then I know this guy named NorCal Nodders who dabbles in making custom bobbleheads, and I picked up
He
the
got crappy
newest.
internet though.
Yeah, well, he's got to put his resources somewhere. So I picked up the two newest from NorCal Nodders and 33 Customs. This one is
Ooh.
just gorgeous. This is Hammer. For those watching who don't know, this is MC Hammer in the 70s. Oh, my sister's here. Hi, Kimberly.
Hi,
Um,
Kimberly.
Hi,
Hi,
Kimberly.
Kimberly.
I waved to her
Uh,
already.
yeah, so from 73 to 1980, MC Hammer was a ball boy for the A's, and the owner of the team liked him so much he made him his vice president of the team. So he had his little
Wow.
VP hat, and Rob brought a iconic image to life with this bobblehead. It's just absolutely,
That should have been done years ago. That should have been done years and years and
yeah,
years.
for sure. Oh, look,
Everyone's
everyone's
saying
saying
hi,
hi.
Kimberly.
That's funny. So really excited to add that, and then also I love mascot bobbleheads, and this is
That is tough.
Charlie O the Mule was another one of Charlie Finley's mascots that he had for the team, and Rob took the actual mule and put like a modern twist on him. You could see he's just totally yoked out. It's just gorgeous. Like everything about this bobblehead is so clean. I'm not trying to show you his midsection, but the pants are just awesome. Like,
Yeah,
Yep.
I tried to blend,
But like
grab a piece of everything,
it's like the baggy pants, right?
yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's
So
cool.
I'm gonna try to do a line with that because that's not a real mask. What I mean, that's just something that came up, concept that came up with. I'm gonna do like him bashing and stuff. Every so often do a little different one. Like I just like it kind of represents a lot of different things.
yeah, it's
Nice.
so I'm really really excited to have these. And yeah, that's it. That's what I got. I got another little tiny stomper. I don't know where Hudson put him, so I won't show that today. But Rob posted it earlier or last week, so just look
And
at Rob.
Mark clarified it's not a variant because it's a pretty much different mold. It's got different feet and different logos and stuff like that. So it's not a variant. So just I misspoke. The 510 Bobbles has it. I give him credit. I have to give him credit on it. He found it on that one.
Thanks.
That's right.
So before we get too far, I want to do a little bit of I always want to show this off, and it's a thing. It's kind of like a public service thing, and I've never really I don't know. I told people about it before. So like you get like a regular like this is just a simple plain. No, this is one's from like '84, right? So this is one I bought, and I didn't have this year of this made. And it had a jacked up face on it, and it's pretty rare for what it is. It's not like overly valuable, but I fixed it, right? So it looks fine, right? It looks like I did a good job and everything else. So if you're ever questioning about like fixing something, or if questioning like if something been repaired or not, get a black light, and so you look like normal like that. If you guys can see, see where I painted.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So you'll know if it's been altered or not. You see where I painted?
That's awesome.
Yep.
I want to show that. So like I know that's I just want to kind of put that out there. So here's a Rudy that had a broken Rudy that I'm going to be releasing soon. But you can see his ankle. Let's see if I can show it. You can see. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see it. You can see his ankle.
Yeah, you can see it right there, right there.
Yeah,
Yep.
so the black light pulls that out. And so
Take it away. Yeah, will you show it again?
It's still broken. I know.
Okay.
It's not a great example. That's why I didn't do it first. But that doesn't always mean that, because I also had another one. This one I got from 704, and I repaired the cheek on it. And this is a pretty rare. And I repaired the cheek, and this is a ceramic piece, and you can't really tell. Like I know this isn't showing very well on live, and I'll send pictures. Like I'll do a post to show this. But I just want to let you guys know, like this is just an Amazon blue black light thing. You know what I mean? But dude, it like this stuff shows up like.
They're calling it CSI bobblehead.
Hey, bro. Hey, you're gonna drop $500 on a bobblehead. You might want to know, like, is this thing? You know what I mean? So.
Hey, by the way, I learned this weekend about we always call him 704.
It's Toasty.
It's actually spells Toasty. It's the name of his business.
Well, then write Toasty.
It was already taken. I know, dude. When he told me, I was driving to the A's game the other night. I forgot to tell you. I was like, totally
I didn't know that. I know it's Toasty Gab. I know who he. You know, I knew that's what he. And still, I don't even know where that comes from. But yeah, it's from Toasty. Then this one's from Toasty, not 704 Toasty. But and it's
guys, get it right, guys, get it right.
My bad. But I just want to share that with everybody. I know we got a guest coming and stuff, and I had my internet drop, but that was one thing I finally found my little black light. But if you guys are gonna buy like high-end stuff, you guys are tripping off. I mean, this is like $12 or something. You know what I mean? So if you're worried about like something's been repaired or something, dude, honestly, this little stupid thing will tell you if it's been fixed or whatever.
Yeah.
So,
it's a great tip.
Yeah. So
can I add another tip before we bring our guest on?
Absolutely.
If you guys are gonna ship, I don't know if you guys saw my live earlier. Don't ship in a bag, guys. Don't do that. And to add more insult to injury, add a fragile sticker. They
were thinking about you.
Like that's not gonna fix the problem. You know, it's like, all right, let me slap the fragile sticker and yeah, don't do that. So I ended up grabbing this Tommy Lasorda piece
With hands or without when you bought it?
with hands,
Oh, okay.
with hands, but it came in broken. So I'm just like, I can't believe this happened. I was pretty upset.
Yeah,
I
I
was
would.
I was I was super upset, but it got sorted out. I got a refund on it, and they told me to keep the bobblehead. So I hate going through the process. I hate getting refunds. I feel really bad about it.
Yeah,
I'd rather just ship it back and just be done with it and have them deal with it.
yeah.
But they ended up giving me a refund and they said keep the bobblehead. I said, all right, man, whatever. It is what it is. But please don't do that, guys. Don't do that. Don't do that.
I know.
It's so bad.
Don't
What
be
are you
that
thinking?
person.
Well, so you guys ready for a guest?
Let's do it.
Let's go.
Let me see if he's still on. I keep messing with my internet and all the other crap. So let's see if we got him. Let's throw an invite.
More importantly, is he still awake?
Well, that's the big one, dude. That's the big one. We'll send him an invite. See if he accepts it. Oh yeah, he's in the black too.
Hey guys.
What's up? How are you?
Hello, California. Good, good. How are you?
What's up, Kevin?
Good. How's life?
Hey.
How's life in Ireland?
It's good. It's 3 in the morning here, so I had a nice little power nap before the show, and I'm ready to go.
Do they shut the lights off?
Yeah, he's in.
You're dark. You're all black.
We don't see
Oh,
it.
really?
Yeah.
Let me fix that.
I mean, it is 3 in the morning.
Oh, well,
There you go.
There he is.
Sorry, I had it on the wrong camera.
Well, man, welcome, dude. I'm greatly appreciative. Andy Orell said you guys got to get Patriot bobbles on and this and that. I know you're Patriots and Brady bobbleheads now, right? Or
Yeah, I had to bring in the Buccaneers bobbleheads recently.
I
Unfortunately.
noticed. Those are clean sets though. But
Yeah.
thank you for joining us, man. I know it's a big deal, and I'm very grateful for that. That's you're probably the first one we're gonna get unless we find somebody else. I mean, I talked to some other people in some other countries and stuff, but with English barrier is a little bit easier with the Ireland thing, so it works pretty good.
Yeah, well, hopefully you can understand what I'm saying. As far as Irish accents go, I've got a pretty neutral accent. So
Yeah,
I'll you could understand them.
for
And
sure.
thanks for having me on. I mean, what you guys are doing for the community it's just such a breath of fresh air. I'm so happy to be a part of it. And for me, the like Bobbleheads has always been about logging onto Instagram, logging onto the Facebook groups.
Yeah.
But this live show, it's such a novelty, and look forward to it every week. So just
Well,
happy to be part of it.
what I like about it, because we don't really talk. I mean, we've talked a little bit. You've done some customs and stuff like that, but and then getting to see you a face, your face and talk to you and stuff like that. I mean, I'm an ugly, I got an ugly mug, but I don't really care. I keep going along with whatever I got. You know what I mean? But it's cool to just I kind of feel like I'm talking. I'm hanging out in the room and talking to you. You know what I mean? And so as good as I can, and probably close as I ever will.
Yeah, and it's great. I mean, obviously there's no bobblehead community here in Ireland, so all my interactions are online. So it's actually pretty cool to actually talk to somebody face to face about it for a change.
Yeah, I know. So I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of hogging up the thing, but my number one question is, dude, how is the life like? How do you get Bobble? I mean, is it just costing you a fortune for shipping and stuff like that? Is that what it's coming down to?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, I mean, I get it from all the same places as you guys, directly from Foco. I do a lot of the older bobbleheads I get off eBay, Facebook Marketplace. The thing is, so obviously a lot of the places don't ship directly to Ireland.
Hmm.
So Ireland's version of USPS is called On Post, and they have a service where they've got a hub in New Jersey. And so I can get anything I want shipped to that hub in New Jersey, and then they'll forward it to me. It costs a bit of money. To give you an example, if you buy a $20 bobblehead with $10 shipping, that's $30 for you. But for me, I've got an extra $20 fee to ship it from New Jersey to Ireland. Then once it gets to Ireland, I have to pay tax and import fees, which is typically about another $15. So it adds up.
Oh,
Damn.
and you got
Damn.
big feet
Well,
too.
declare it as a gift, and then I get to avoid the tax. But don't tell them.
Go ahead. I'll let somebody else ask a question here. I'm keep hogging up the stuff.
We need to start making you some connections out here, man. So you get the direct shipping from people like us. We send you things and go from there.
Uh,
Because I know it's a lot cheaper that way as opposed to going through other postal services. So it's interesting with you being from Ireland. So a lot of people don't know this about me. So I stream on Twitch, and it's a whole different type of atmosphere, different community. And I've met a lot of folks from Ireland, people from the UK, people in Australia, a lot of people from Southern Latin American countries. And I've shipped things out to other countries, and it's pricey, it's expensive, and similar to what you just said right now. Say if I wanted to ship something to you, it'd be cheaper going directly from us than going through any other services as well. So, hey, hopefully we can make you some connections by going on this live with us and get you, some pieces that you need, man. That's freaking amazing.
my
Um,
DMs.
yeah, that's what it's all about. When Rob, Mark, and I we started, Bobble Talk, we wanted to, connect people, help people out as much as possible, and talk about the passion and the things that we love, and exactly what it is collecting bobbleheads. And that kind of just goes into my question is it's like, so when did you get the bug? When did you start, and how did that take off?
Oh, I can remember the day. It was around 6 years ago after the Pats Seahawks Super Bowl. It was obviously the first Super Bowl win in a few years, back since 2006. So I wanted to get something just to commemorate. I was going to get like a T-shirt or a hat or something. So it was before I didn't know anything about bobbleheads at the time. I logged onto the Fanatics website and I saw some. They had the whole the ring base sets. So every time somebody wins the Super Bowl, it's
Yep.
the ring
Yep.
base sets. So I got three. I got Tom Brady, I got Rob Ninkovich, and I think it was Devin McCourty were the first three I got. And they came. It was obviously a while before I received them, but they came. I thought they were really cool, so I put them on my desk at work, and I kind of rotated between the three of them. But I mean, no matter what I buy, I've always had the collector's bug back from when I was younger. So I knew there was a full set out there, and I just couldn't sleep at night knowing that there was a full set and I only had three of them. So I had to buy the full set. Um, some of them had sold out by that stage, so I had to start getting them on eBay. And then I saw all the other bobbleheads, all the other sets from previous years, and it just snowballed. Um,
Crazy.
Within 2 or 3 months, I think I had like 30 bobbleheads.
Wow.
I've slowed down a bit now. I've slowed down, so I don't like some people might notice I don't post as many mail days anymore. It's just because I've slowed down. I have a lot of the older ones. There's still obviously quite a lot I have to get, but I've slowed down a bit. I'm using the old Bobble Sniper mantra of patience a bit more these days.
I
Yes.
read it, but I don't apply it to the big heads for some reason.
I love that they're making a comeback. I can't wait to see what folk are doing.
But yeah.
Yeah, I know. You and us four
Uh,
we all feel the same way. Hey Kevin, I want to like take it even farther back. So we haven't had a chance to connect before right now. Awesome to meet you first of all, and thank you again for waking up so early or staying up so late. I don't know what you say, but it's really a pleasure to have you on. Um, Take us so you're born and raised in Ireland, right?
Yep, yep.
So how did you? I can't imagine that there's like a ton of NFL football fans growing up. I'm
Hmm.
sure there's a lot, but like growing up, I know that soccer or football is the primary sport there, and golf. Um,
Yeah.
so like, how did you become a NFL and a Patriots fan?
Yeah, so I was quite a late starter. So I guess one of the things to know is like obviously Ireland is right next to the UK. So any TV stations in the UK, we get them here in Ireland as well. So NFL was big on a UK TV station called Channel 4 back in the 90s. They'd always show the highlights, every week. Um, I mean, I was always aware of NFL growing up. I wouldn't say I followed it. I remember the earliest memory I have of it is probably the Patriots' first Super Bowl win. And again, I wasn't a Patriots fan at the time. I just remember reading a story about, how the Rams were this machine who were going to plow through the underdog Patriots, and I remember just being interested in what the result was, because the Patriots were underdogs. I always liked underdogs, but in terms of actually becoming a proper fan of the sport, I was a bit of a late starter. It didn't happen until I was in college.
Okay.
Um, so I went to college on the other side of the country, so I never traveled home at weekends.
Hmm.
And now, when I say other side of the country, that's it's not as big as America. Like Ireland is 2 hours shore to shore, so it's
Yeah.
but I never went home, and I lived with a guy from Boston whose family were Patriots season ticket holders. It was a student accommodation. There was 11 people to each apartment, so everybody else went home for the weekend, and it was just me and this Patriots fan. And so I used to make him watch soccer every day, every Saturday, every Sunday. And then when the NFL season started, I returned the favor and I watched Patriots games with him, and I just fell in love with the team, fell in love with the sport. I've always kind of liked the X's and O's, the tactics, the strategies. Like I'm big into that side of things, so I just really love the sport, and it's such an experience just to sit down for 3 to 4 hours, uh, watch the game, talk shit about whatever's going on. Yeah, I fell in love with it, and
So
looking back.
are you watching games live now during the season?
Yeah,
You stay
yeah,
up to watch them?
yeah. It takes a bit of dedication. So the games, a
But
Sunday night football here kicks off at 1:30 a.m. So you're often staying up until
I was gonna
4:30
say
or
you must
5.
hate when they have night games.
Yeah, we're not as relevant as we are in the past few years since Brady left. I don't have to stay up late as much anymore.
Yeah. So do you follow?
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Did you follow?
We're-
So you follow? I see you follow Brady to Tampa Bay a little bit, right? I mean, you're following Brady's career, right? Basically, on top of it, but you're still a Pats fan, right?
Yeah, I'm a Pats fan. The Brady collection, it was just because I had so many Brady Pats bobbleheads. It just seemed like a shame not to keep collecting them. I didn't realize, I would have like 30 Buccaneers bobbleheads in a year. But here we are.
That's
I mean,
Which Buccaneer bobbleheads do you have? Do you have the whole set or?
Well, yeah, anything that folk have released so far, I have. Now, obviously, a lot of them are pre-orders. I'd say I have maybe 20 at the moment. There's probably another few on pre-order that haven't shipped yet. But I was saying to you guys on the chat earlier, I wish I had my display behind me and I could show them. But because of the time here, my display is actually in the room directly above our bedroom, and my fiance is asleep at the moment. So
Yeah,
it's
no
not.
worries.
It's very
We,
honorable of you.
Yeah.
yeah, we
Yeah,
don't want you to get in trouble. We know how that goes.
That
yeah,
the Bucks pirate ship one that with 3 pieces, right? That thing's amazing.
yeah.
I love that thing.
It, it's so heavy as well. Like when I eventually do put it in my shelf, I'm scared to put any other bobbleheads on the same shelf with it. It's so heavy. It's an
Wow.
amazing piece.
That's awesome. I love that piece. That is
Yeah, that is cool.
that's pretty cool. I mean, to me, I like that one a lot.
That is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you have a lot of custom pieces in your collection, and you started, doing customs and all that stuff. What got you into that?
I mean, I've always kind of loved arts and crafts, and I fall down YouTube rabbit holes so easily watching all these videos. I mean, I was just saying to my fiance earlier. I mean, I have no interest in trains. I don't know anything about model trains, and yet I've spent so many hours watching people make scenery from railways. I just love all that stuff. I'd watch a video for 5 minutes, and 2 hours later, I'm still watching it.
Yeah.
Awesome time. So I've always been into, watching that type of things. And, even when I was younger, I used to love arts and crafts. I used to love making things, even if they turned out to be pretty crap. But it was just, it was nice to be able to kind of fuse those two hobbies. I'd never even considered making custom bobbleheads until after I joined some of the Facebook groups and I seen people posting their customs, and I thought I could give that a go. I could do a pretty decent shot at that. And I mean, coming on the week after Travis is kind of tough. Talk about
Oh,
a
well,
tough act to follow.
I know.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
no, to each their own. Because for me personally, like I love custom pieces. Everyone has their own little splash into it, their own art skills into it. Everything's different. It's not everything's unique to the artist. And you know that's what I'm not gonna say. Oh, you're a custom, you know, bobblehead maker. No, you're an artist. It's something that you took time out of your day to create, whether it be something that you just painted over and changed a name of the placard and made it to someone else. It's still art. You know, and obviously the time that you took into making your bobbleheads, it's going to be a lot different from everyone else. So I think it's amazing that even with the bobbleheads that you made, and I saw, you know, Sniper posting them and all that stuff with the Brady, with the drunk Brady and all that stuff. I mean, that was amazing. That was a great piece. And, you know, it's something I think the first one that did that at that time when that whole scene came out, right?
Well, no. So the guy who did the first Drunk Brady was Chi-Town Bobbles, who's
Oh,
another.
Chi-Town. Yeah, it was Chi-Town. That's right.
Right,
That's right.
He's great at cut, and when he first did that Drunk Brady, he pretty much broke the internet, or at least the
Yes,
bobblehead.
yes, yes, yes. You're right. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah.
I
And so, yeah, I did make my own versions of that just because I'm a Brady collector. I kind of had to, but I mean, you know, yeah, I have to give, you know, full credit to him. It was his idea.
Yeah,
First place. And I think he obviously, I don't know, he's a Chicago fan, and I think that Cole Hamels was a Chicago bobblehead. So for
right.
him to spot looked exactly like Brady, that was a pretty good spot.
Yeah, I
You
mean, so like yourself, so like Chi-Town, yourself, there's Avalos, there's a lot of different names out there that I can just a handful of people that do custom pieces, and obviously Travis Grubbs. Same thing with Rob. Rob does a lot of 3-footers, like, and then there's 10th player. There's so many different people out there. Um, do you do any of these other like custom designers or these other artists? Do you get any inspiration from them? Obviously, you know you got the Brady inspiration from Chi-Town, but do you look at their work as well?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's great to pick up hints and tips. So I'm in a few Facebook groups. There's a dedicated Facebook group for customs, and every now and then people will ask questions. You know, what's the best way for doing, you know, names and numbers? Do you use decals? Do you use stickers? Um, it's not such a problem with Patriots customs, but you know, I see people asking what's the best way to do pinstripes. So in groups like that, but it even comes up in some of the other groups like Bobblehead Addicts and things. People will ask these questions, and it's great to pick up all these hints and tips. And even, you know, you see some of the brands of paint or the brands of you know, epoxy putty that other people are using, and then you start researching it and you think, oh yeah, this is actually better than what I've been using. So it's all about kind of picking up what other people are doing, what works for you. You know, it's great, and you'll get like I've gotten lots of. I often post my work into Facebook groups as well, and people will message me and they'll ask me, "Oh, you know, what have you used for this or what have you used for that?" And I'll tell them, and they'll send me some of the things that they've done. And it's, I mean, I could look at people's custom work all day. I mean, I love seeing what they come up with, and I think especially I love seeing the before and after pictures. I mean that's the best part of it, to see what they've started with and how they've got to the stage they're at. It's just some incredible work going on out there.
It's funny you bring up the Bobblehead Customs group on Facebook, because I can actually, Rob probably doesn't remember this, but I remember when you were doing your very first Tom Brady custom, and you were posting like in stages of like how it was going. And it was just probably what, like 2.5, 3 years ago, about that.
Yeah, about that was probably a bit sooner, maybe about 12 to 18 months
Okay.
ago.
And I remember like I was taking like screenshots and sending them to Rob and being like, "There's no way this is this guy's first bobblehead," because I was like really impressed with like how well it was coming along. So
well,
don't, you know,
I was really impressed. You chose a FOCO one to custom. That's really hard. Like that's you know you didn't
yeah,
take an FGA. You went FOCO, which is like that's a big learning curve. You know what I mean? That's a trickier one.
for sure.
Yeah, I took a bit of heat for that. So it was one of the NFL 100 bobbleheads. So there was only 100 of each one made, and I think one of the first replies I got is like, "Oh, now there's only 99. Mine is worth more." So,
Yeah, but the hell with that. I screw that stuff up all the time. I'll take a Grail and customize it. I don't give a damn. But yeah, no.
No, you do amazing work. I mean, I've been the last week especially, I've been like going through your page and checking out what you've been doing, and I saw a couple weeks ago the Foo Fighters one that you put out. Um, that was super, super cool. You know, that one hit home a little bit for me too. Not so much the teams, but the band itself, especially lately. So that was really cool. I think you did an amazing job with that one.
Thanks. Yeah, it was just unfortunate time, and I actually so I knew that set exactly. There's been a few sets, so they did the stadium tour a few years ago, and I think for some of the stadiums they played in are baseball stadium, so they released a set of bobbleheads for each of those stadiums wearing the team's jersey. So Cubs set, there's a Red Sox set, I think there's a Blue Jays set, there might be more. I'm not sure, but I'd always wanted to buy one of the sets and put them in Pat's jerseys because they're my favorite band and my favorite team. It seemed like a good idea, but yeah. So I saw a guy on one of the Facebook groups selling a set, so we worked out a deal, and it was the day before Taylor Hawkins died, so it was pretty shitty timing, but it's a nice little tribute that I was able to do.
Yeah, that came out clean. It was beautiful, man. Honestly, you're doing some great work, and especially for the short amount of time that you're doing it, it's just that you're doing excellent. So where are you at? So how many Pat Bobble are you looking for now? Like, you have a lot, right? I mean, what's the
Yep.
number?
I think I'm coming up to around the 300 mark. Obviously that's grown quite a bit now with all the Brady Buccaneers pieces, and I've been adding some Brady Michigan pieces as well, which are a little bit harder to come by. Um, so there's still quite a lot of Patriots ones that I don't have, and it's not that I haven't had the opportunity to get them. Like I see a lot of them listed on eBay. I've just kind of slowed down with how many I'm buying. Mainly because obviously a lot of Foco have really ramped it up recently. There's a lot of new pieces coming out, so they're kind of my priority. But I try to get a bargain every now and then on eBay. Like in the past few years, especially when I kind of started ramping up my collection to begin with, I like looking back now, I overpaid for quite a lot of bobbleheads. Some like I overpaid by quite,
Yeah,
not even quite a lot of money. But I was happy to get them at the time. Now I am applying a bit more patience. I kind of have a better feel for what a good price is now and what bobbleheads are worth, which is great. So if I see a bobblehead that I think is going to be worth $40, if it's listed for 60 or 70, I'm just gonna ignore it. I might make an offer. If the offer is refused, I'm happy to move on. But before, I probably would have gave in and I probably would have offered a bit more just to get it. Whereas now I'm just happy to kind of coast along, see if I can pick up any good deals, and
the
see
battle
that.
I have with that. So like the Foco is a great example because the retail pieces. The battle I always have is I never know how many are out there, right? You know what I mean? Like the older stuff, we really don't know how many were made or whatever else. And it's like I don't know when I'm gonna see it again. So the older ones, I mean, I can buy them for $5. I can buy them for $20. You know what I mean? It get it real
Yep.
cheap. Then the next thing you know, one you haven't seen for a while comes up and it's $120, and it's like, well, I know this ain't going to be cheap, so you'll wait and you'll get it. You get a decent price on it or something. Then the next thing you know, 5 more will show up, and you're like, what the hell? Like,
Yep.
it's been like I'll go through what's the Worth Point. I'll go through Worth Point. It's like, oh, this hasn't sold in 3 years or 4 years. Well, now there's like 6 of them, and they're like $5 a pop, and I just spent $40 on this stupid thing. You know what I mean? That drives me nuts. That's where I overpay generally.
Yeah, and especially that feeling when you see one you haven't seen before, you get such a rush. You're like, oh
Exactly.
shit, I mean, I've never seen it before, I need it. And there's other people out there that are probably thinking the same thing, so I gotta get it.
Yes.
Yeah, it's happened to me a few times.
Yeah, that's when I tend to overpay, and it drives me nuts because it happens a lot in the Foco realm because it's hard to gauge it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't know where to put it. SGAs and those are pretty easy to gauge. I mean, they'll be in the Facebook groups and stuff like that. You can build yourself some comps and try to figure it out. Some of this stuff's like, who knows? You know what I mean? So especially in the NFL world, it's a little bit trickier. I mean, it's a smaller realm to work within too. So.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. And there was one example was so Foco had a pretty popular range helmet-based bobbleheads. I think they did the same for baseball. Um, And so there was a few Patriots pieces. There was a Brady, Welker, Randy Moss, and they're pretty easy to come by on eBay. But then I remember one day I saw a variant. It was another Brady, but he was in the road jersey, the white jersey. I'd never seen it before, and whereas the others are numbered out of, I don't know, maybe something like 500. I'm not sure the exact amount. This one was numbered out of 72 or 70 or 72 or something like that. So, I mean, when I saw the ad, I started like hyperventilating, like, oh my God, what is this? Like, this
Yeah.
is super rare. So I was asking on all the groups, does anybody know anything about why 72? And it turns out there was for quite a lot of kind of prominent players in sports. I think there was a Kobe Bryant version I was told about. There was some baseball guy. I don't know shit about baseball. I can't remember his name, but there was some baseball guy. So some seller somewhere had all these variants made in the road jerseys of these teams, and I think he only had like 70 of each made. But I mean, I bought that one I saw on eBay. I got it for I think like $60, which was a pretty good price, ignoring what I paid for shipping afterwards. Uh,
Yeah.
but yeah, I got it for a good price, and I've never seen it since. But that could have easily gone the other way. And yeah, I see Nick saying Peyton Manning. Yeah, there was a Peyton Manning one as well. That could have gone the other way. I could have seen that listed for $20 the
Right.
next week.
Yep.
Thank you, but it has gone the other way with other bobbleheads. But
Yeah, that's a wild one, and I don't blame anybody for what they pay generally on that stuff because it's so. Who knows? You know what I mean? And it's hard to even post it in the groups and ask about it because you don't know who's gonna go snag it from you. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You put that out
Yep.
there, somebody been sitting there waiting for it or whatever. It's like, oh shit, I got to go over and get that right now. I'm gonna beat you to it.
Yeah.
You're looking at it.
I mean-
so I need to buy it. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's why it's always good to have, those close friends that that are very knowledgeable, that want to help you get certain pieces in your collection. Like say for example, like Rob and Mark and I, we talk about bobbleheads all the time, and a separate group on the side, and we share information, and we say, hey, looking for this, looking for that. If you keep, if you see it, let us know. And I mean, for me, if someone wants to tell me, hey, Bobbleful, I'm looking for this piece. If you see it, yeah, here's the information. Here you go. We honestly need more people like that, as opposed to, wanting everything for me, because a lot of these other collectors, I feel like they collect to flip,
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I've been lucky. I've been able to, connect with some other Patriots collectors and some other Brady collectors. I never realized how many fans of other teams still collect Brady. I mean, there's Ravens Hoarder is another collector who I think has an amazing collection on Instagram. He's a Ravens fan and he picks up Brady pieces as well. There's a Green Bay Packers collector who picks up Brady pieces. So I've been able to kind of network. And obviously, I think probably the biggest Brady collector I know is Ryan Eric, the Bobble father. He's got practically every Brady that's ever been made, and he was able to send me on his inventory a while back, so I was able to cross check
Oh, that's cool.
nice.
which ones I have, which ones I don't have but I know exist, and then I was able to see all these other ones that I never even knew existed. So it's great when you can do that.
It's helpful, like with, because I know I'm down to like very little on the what I collect, you know what I mean, and what I'm looking for. I try to be about as helpful and about as build database and give back about it, because if somebody comes to ask me about an Oakland piece or something like that, I'm never gonna do that, and I think that's good to build some kind of relationships like that, because if you go to somebody else about the same level as you, like I said, you don't know if that person, you don't know if you can trust the person, or you don't know if they're going to go grab it or whatever else. So like what you did with you said Bobble Father. I don't remember Bobble. I have to look at Bobble Father, but that's beautiful what he did, and whatever the relationship you guys built on that. That's awesome. I mean, that to me is the epitome of what this stuff is like, what we're doing. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And this is what we're trying to, and if I honestly, if I knew somebody collecting Pat stuff, I'd send them to you. I mean, it's just because
Yeah, and I think I've been able to help out a few people with prices. I'll occasionally get a DM. People ask me, "Is this a good price?" And I think you can never really give a definitive answer, but just,
Right.
becoming refreshing eBay, every day for the past few years, I kind of get a good feeling of what prices are being asked for, so I can kind of guide them in the right direction. But look, at the end of the day, no matter what the price is, if somebody is happy to pay it and they're comfortable to pay it, then that's a good deal for them. So
Yeah, that's true. That too.
Do
That
you
too.
do you ever find that there's that you have an advantage on eBay because of the time difference?
yeah, yeah, sometimes I get those late night listings before anybody else.
Yeah.
That is true.
Yeah, it's
Never thought there. Well, yeah, you're from the future, so yeah, obviously, yeah, of course.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Yeah, maybe it's helped me picked up a few. But yes, now that I think about it, it's funny because a lot of mornings I get up quite early because I like to go to the gym before anybody else gets there. So I'm usually up at like 4 a.m. in the gym at 5. But I've I refresh my eBay search so much there that when I go to the gym, I immediately start thinking of bobbleheads. And so I've kind of connected the two. So even if I don't have my phone, as soon as I get into the gym, I'll suddenly start thinking, oh, I better refresh eBay. Or, oh no, I don't have my phone, I can't. But I just whenever I work out, I just think of bobbleheads, which is a bit weird. It's a
Program.
habit I've got.
You're not the only one, man. I'll tell
No,
you that you're
yeah.
not alone. You're
Yeah.
not. You're definitely not alone.
I just need to go to
Yeah,
the gym.
that and when I go to the toilet, I just think of bobbleheads straight away.
That's funny.
So what you we asked you got some grails or something what can you share with us that you got? Do you have any pieces with you right now?
Yeah, so I'm sitting at our kitchen table here. I
No, you're
brought
good.
down
I
some
just if
some
you got something
pieces.
to show, let's see, man. I'd love to see what you got to show off.
Yeah, so I've got a handful of grills here. So this one, I think, obviously I'm biased, but I think this is the best retail piece that Foco have ever released.
Oh, that's
So
cool.
Nice.
I don't know if you can see it, but it's a community MVP series that they did. So obviously the NFL does this award every year. So each team will have a community MVP nominated for players that do charity work or community outreach work. And so they release bobbleheads in that series for every team. There's a Travis Kelce Chiefs one. There's oh god, there's lots of them. I don't know. There's a Von Miller
Mm-hmm.
was for the Broncos. This was a couple of years back. So this is the Patriots one, and it's the only dual bobblehead in that series that I know of. So it's the McCourty twins.
That's awesome.
But I mean, for me, it has everything I look for in a bobblehead. So the color scheme is great. The base is really cool. You've got the comic book background. It's kind of hard
That's
to see
super
behind
cool.
them,
I
but
love that.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
awesome.
and yeah, so the graphic, when they post the awards on Twitter, the NFL had the graphic. So this is the kind of official graphic that they used, and the bobbleheads kind of match the pose. Sorry, it's quite hard to see, but
No,
as
that's
far as poses go, this is the best bobblehead I have. Like,
That's really nice.
flexible.
that's
It's a really cool
beautiful.
piece. So
I love that,
So,
man.
what is it
it's
numbered
another
out
one.
of?
So it's out of 200.
Wow.
It's
Hmm.
another one of those pieces that I saw it on eBay once. I paid it. I think it was maybe around 150 I paid for it, but I've never seen it since. So in hindsight, I was kind of happy to pay that.
I've never seen it
I'm
ever.
not.
Really cool. What year did that come out?
This would have been about 2018, 2019, maybe.
That's
I know
cool.
the last few years have been kind of a blur with
Yeah, I
the
know.
pandemic, so it could have been before that.
I know. That's cool, man. I love that piece.
Very
That's
nice.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, when I got that, I spammed the hell out of my page on Facebook. I was so happy. Um, Another one I like. So we were talking about, when you find one that you never knew existed and you have to have it. So for me, this was another one. So this is a 2005 Brady Pro Bowl
Nice.
piece.
Oh, that's clean.
I mean, the pose is pretty basic, but I just really love the colors of the base. It's got the Hawaii colors. It's got blue and orange. So, I mean, I was aware that there was like a Michael Vick bobblehead. I think there was a Terrell Owens
Hmm.
one as well.
That's
Yeah,
cool,
you
man.
can tell that that's an earlier Focal Bobble
Yeah.
too, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I think it's the 2005 Pro Bowl, and yeah, I love those early pieces. I love just how cartoon. I mean, look at that Brady face.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Brady's Brady's weird. I mean, if you look back at historic pictures of Brady, he looks so weird in the early days of his.
yeah.
I wanted to actually ask you, like, what's your favorite what's your favorite era of Brady? Like, is the long hair Brady, pretty boy Brady?
Long hair Brady.
Long
That's where I did the first custom. So actually, I have that one here too. So there's never been an official long hair Brady bobblehead, so I have to give him the.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Awesome.
That was in the alternate jersey too. I remember that's the one you did. That's your first one,
Yeah,
right?
that's his first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the first one I did. I don't think at least I haven't seen a throwback jersey bobblehead, so I had to do one. And then I came back to it a few months later when I kind of learned how to 3D print things, and I did the custom base, and pretty happy with how that turned out.
How'd you do the hair?
It's an epoxy putty, so there's a few different. The one I use is Milliput Superfine.
Mm.
It's so. I mean, you've got Milliput Superfine and Green Stuff are the two I use. I think Superfine is better when you want to do kind of flowing lines. I like Green Stuff when you want to do straight lines or kind of like hard edges.
Do you
Whereas
use
Milliput Superfine.
sculpt at all?
No, I've seen people use it. I seen it. I think I saw it in the background of some of Travis's pictures. So it's something I might try.
That's what I use too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's my favorite.
And that's the one that's numbered out of 100, you said?
No, that's his custom.
Yes.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So the original, so the NFL series, there's it was him in the Buccaneers jersey, the I forget the official color, pewter, the pewter Buccaneers all uniform, and there's two versions. So there's the NFL 100 logo, and then there's the gold base logo. There's 100 of each.
That's me, man. Good job. You did a great job on that.
Now, do you have the original also, or did you just custom the original?
No, I still have the originals as well. I bought a spare one.
Nice.
So there's only 9
it's just
available.
I love the pose on it, so that's why I chose that one.
That's clean. I love it.
One of one.
Exactly. The two other grails, I mean, I spammed the hell out of my page when I got these, but they were such big purchases for me. Some people watching probably know which ones I'm talking about, but the 14-inch Brady.
Yes.
2004.
Now this is autographed or something, right? I can't remember. Yeah.
Yeah, so you can kind of see there. It's
wow, that's
cool.
Wow.
It's
let's see that graph again. Let's see. Ooh, that's sexy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
now, how many of those are there?
So there's 50 of each. So there's the home jersey, and then I've got bear with me. There's the road jersey as well.
Ooh.
Oh wow.
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 That's awesome.
Now those aren't cheap. I know that. Damn.
Yeah. My fiance might watch it, so let's not talk about that.
No, I know. That's gotta be damn. Now, when did you get those?
I got them last year. So I saw them on Facebook a few years back, and back at that stage I was like, oh, I'll never spend that much money on a bobblehead.
Yeah.
But then my collection started getting a bit more serious, and I thought, Brady's not going to. Well, I thought, Brady's not going to be around forever. He's going to retire soon.
Yep.
I don't know.
Well, I don't know. I think he has 10 more years left in him.
He ain't going anywhere yet.
Right?
Yeah. They're pretty cool though. So each one comes with this kind of certificate of authenticity from FOCO. It says the date it was signed, which was the 30th of June 2004. And so I was actually, when I got them, I was super excited, and I really wanted to research them. And so I contacted a few guys at FOCO, and one of them got back to me, Matthew, and I was just asking, what can you tell me about this bobblehead? So it's called the FOCO, Forever Collectibles back then, Signature Series, and I hadn't seen any others. So I wanted to find out about it. Was there more? Was this the only one?
Yeah, I'd love to see that too.
Yeah, he had told me. So back in the day when they got like the NFL PA license, or when they got the NFL license or something, they can correct me if I'm wrong about this, but a certain amount of it had to go towards the NFL PA, and the way of doing that was to pay players for autographs. And so he was able to tell me he was the one who actually drove up to Foxborough with like all these bobbleheads in the back of his van. He lined them up in a hallway waiting for Brady to come in after a practice, and Brady came in his bare feet and signed them all for him.
That's
It was
crazy.
When they were new, do you know how much they cost new when they were retailed out when they first came out?
I have no idea. So I was trying to find out, I don't think they ever went up like on a website or anything. I think they went out to maybe one or two dealers. I know one guy got quite a big delivery of them. Or now again, this is all hearsay. It could be completely false. This is what I've learned from other people, not from Fogo.
Right.
Yeah, I see
Seems like
Fogo doing
If
that.
they're here, maybe
Sign.
they'll get some answers for us.
that seems like it might have been like a stadium exclusive or something like that.
Yeah, it's hard to know. I know. I think a couple of people have told me that some of their best kind of in-store retailers got them as well. If they sold a lot of bobbleheads, they were able to use. Because I know, excuse me, one of the guys I bought, he had matching numbers. So he had one of the bobbleheads I have is number 36, which is pretty cool because it's Brady's first Super Bowl. But he had both number 36s, he had both number 38s. So I
Wow.
think he
Cool.
one of these years. I'm not really sure how it works, but
Wow,
it's pretty cool.
that's crazy. So, have you been to a Pats game? Have you gone to live games?
No, I've never stepped foot in the States.
Okay. I was just curious.
I mean, I'd love to go someday. They had the London game a few years back. Well, no, a good few years back. They played. I think they did two actually. They played back when it was the St. Louis Rams, and they played Tampa Bay years ago.
I think they play there next season, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I don't know if it's been officially announced, but there's talks that they're one of the teams that's due to play now. So we'll see what happens.
Will you go to that? Will you try to go to that?
Oh yeah, no, yeah, I'll definitely go now. Like, but the last few times I couldn't go to I would have gone to I really wanted to go to the last one, the St. Louis one, but I just couldn't go at the time. And back when it was the Tampa Bay game they were playing, I wasn't as big a fan as I am now.
Okay.
I would have definitely went, but I've been to a few. They've started playing college football games here in Ireland again, and
Nice.
every time there's games I go to it, and it's I'm also a college football fan. I like when I started college football, it was during the Reggie Bush days at USC, so I have to be a USC. It was hard not to fall in love with that team back then.
Yep. Yep.
Are you a Notre Dame? You got to be a Notre Dame fan, right?
I mean, because I'm a USC fan, I don't, I'm an international fan, so I don't have that USC Notre Dame rivalry in me. So I like to see Notre Dame do well, just not if it's at the expense of USC. But yeah, everybody over here is a Notre Dame fan. I think it's mostly just because of the name.
Right.
Nice. Yeah. What about are you a Connor fan as well?
Yeah, he's going off the rails a little bit, but no, yeah, no, I'm a fan. Like if he's ever fighting, I'll watch him, and I want him, I want him to do well. He's I just hope he gets back to focusing on his fight. A lot of this extracurricular shit he's up to, I don't know how much it makes the news over there, but he's causing a bit of trouble over here. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. Do you have any Conor McGregor bobbleheads in your collection?
I don't. I know there's a few. I know there's the McGregor Mayweather ones, and I think there's a great MMAbobbleheads.com. I don't know if you guys have seen what he does.
Yeah.
They're amazing. I don't know if he did a McGregor one though.
I don't remember either. I don't remember. But they do make very nice bobbles. They do a good job.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to ask me, do I have any Conor McGregor stories? And I actually do have one.
Oh,
All right, well, tell us the story.
Better.
It's not an amazing story, but back in 2018, the gym I went to, my personal trainer, his wife was pregnant. And Ireland's a pretty small country, so in Dublin there's two or three main maternity hospitals. And at the same time, his wife was about to give birth. Conor McGregor's wife was about to give birth. So they were both at the hospital at the same time. My friend was outside waiting. His wife wasn't in labor yet, or I don't know the intricacies of pregnancy. Don't ask me, but she wasn't giving birth at that moment in time. But McGregor's wife was, and all of a sudden, Conor McGregor came running through the halls with his shirt off.
Of course.
Might have been might have been under the influence of something, but he was shouting, skin to skin. I got to do skin to skin. Something to do with the baby, apparently. But he was going wild in the hospital, like happy wild, not bad wild, like he occasionally gets. But yeah, I thought that was pretty funny.
That's crazy, dude. He was
That's awesome.
way into that part of it, huh?
That's awesome.
So, Sniper has a good question. He says, "Have you ever run into any other bobblehead collectors in Ireland?"
No, I got so Foco have a Foco UK company as well, and
Hmm.
I got my brothers some Liverpool soccer bobbleheads for Christmas. And one of them ended up buying the whole set. So he's got maybe around 10. I don't know how many there's, 10 to 12. So he's got the full Liverpool set. But in terms of American football, no. There's a few in Europe. There's a guy there's a Packers super fan in I think he's in Germany, and he's got like loads. I follow him on Instagram. I can't think of his tag, but I'll post up on my story afterwards. But he's got this amazing Packers fan cave. He's got like loads of signed jerseys. He's got all the game issued Pro Bowl jerseys as well from the Packers, I think.
Oh, damn.
Last year.
Yeah.
He's got these amazing paintings by this artist as well. If you see, I'll throw a link to his page. If you see it there, he's got an amazing Aaron Rodgers one, a Devontae Adams one that he's got signed. He's got a Brady one as well. He's one of the guys who kind of collects Brady as well.
Wow.
But he's got quite a Packers bobbleheads too. He's got when you see his cave, it's fantastic. Like he gets featured on like German TV.
Nice.
It's just really cool.
Awesome.
That's very cool. Do you dabble in other things than just bobbleheads, collect for Pat stuff?
That's about the only thing I'm collecting at the moment because I've got such when it comes to collecting, I've got such an addictive streak. So if I buy anything else, I won't be able to sleep at night, and with default on the mortgage, there'll be all sorts of issues.
I know. I'm just curious. It's just because it can, it bleeds into it, especially you're pretty far along in terms of in your collection. So I'm just curious.
Yeah, I've been so tempted. So when I was younger, I was a big WWF fan, and seeing all the wrestling bobbleheads that folk have released.
Oh, those are insane, man.
I know.
They're beautiful.
So
They're
hard.
beautiful.
They're hard to stay off of, man.
Yeah.
That foundation one that they released last month.
Those colors just pop, man. Yes.
What, the Heart Foundation? Is that what you're talking
Yeah.
about? I know.
Yeah.
It's dope.
Oh yeah.
That was really good. Are you into golf?
No. I did it when I was younger. I'm terrible.
Wow. I thought everyone in Ireland was a scratch golfer.
Yeah, no, it is pretty big over here, but I'm really bad at it. I don't know how to stand. I'm like happy Gilmore ringing the club, seeing what happens.
Yeah.
Do you so besides the Patriots bobbleheads and the Bucks that you have now, do you collect any other type of bobblehead, or are you just sticking to those?
Just those for now. Like I'm trying to be strict. Like I said, the wrestling ones have really tempted me, and even the Foo Fighters ones, like customized. They were like the first non-Patriots bobbleheads that I've ever bought. So, for now, I'm just gonna stick with Bucks and Brady because it's a slippery slope. Once you buy one from outside that set, it's a long way back.
But look at Rob.
There's still rumors that he might get traded. Still, you might have a third team to have to start.
Oof.
Oh, don't even say that.
Oof.
I did. I started making the first, with nothing to do with the Patriots. You probably saw the picture. I started making like the Snoop Dogg, Eminem, and Dr. Dre custom that I'm working on.
Yep.
That would be probably the only bobblehead in my collection that has nothing to do with the Patriots
For now.
So, for now.
For now, yeah.
My favorite wrestler growing up was Raven. So if folk ever release a Raven bobblehead, that's it. I'm collecting.
Oh yes, that's right.
There's probably not a lot of people that would ever say that Raven was their favorite wrestler growing up.
He
Well, Raven was from WCW, right?
He was in WCW. He was in
ECW.
ECW.
Yeah.
Yep.
ECW, like he had the whole kind of grunge look, so the kind of shredded denim shorts and
Yep.
jeez, I tried to emulate that shredded denim shorts.
We need to get a Raven one out so we can get it. We get some of the old throwback pictures in of you emulating it. That'd be sick, dude.
That would be awesome.
It's a good look, but when you've got like pasty white Irish legs, it's not.
A Sting bobblehead would be sick.
A Sting bobblehead would be dope. Yep, that would be dope. I'd be all over that too.
I'm surprised that hasn't come out yet, actually.
Me too. He was a big name for non-WWF or WWE. He was a big name.
Yep.
You can do so much with him too, because he had the early Sting was like the neon colors.
Yep.
Then you had the Scorpion Sting.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you had the NWO Sting with the red and
Yep.
black.
I mean, he was.
I think that's the thing about those wrestling bobbleheads is you're going to get like colors that you're not going to get in,
No.
Right.
Yeah.
They're the best. I got Bobble Sniper sent the Macho Man one a couple weeks ago to me.
Oh, that was beautiful. Yeah.
Oh, it's just like it just draws your eye. It just pops. It's awesome.
That's what draws me to a lot of bobbleheads is the colors. I mean, what I especially love about like you and Rob's collection is I think the A's colors make for such a cool collection, like that green and yellow. It just looks so good together.
Yeah. Andy had a good
Steelers.
point. Andy had a good point. You're gonna do the orange creamsicle Brady, the throwback old orange Tampa Bay jersey. That'd be sick, dude.
That'd be dope.
It's an option. I might do.
That would look good. That would pop, man. That would look really clean, dude. I like that.
Sniper saying help us out with reaching out to Guinness and making a Guinness bobblehead of some sort.
There's one real collector bobbleheads out there. So I'm surprised there isn't a Guinness one already.
I know.
That's true.
That'd be nice. All right, we got any more questions coming through here? Trying to see if we can grab any more. Well, dude, I don't know. You guys have any more questions or anything?
No, I was gonna ask Kevin if he had any questions for us.
Yeah, you got any questions for us, man?
Yeah, so I was watching the show a few weeks ago. This one, I'll have actually some questions for a few questions for you guys, but this one's for Bobble Foo. So I know your mission now is you said you wanted to collect every SPA. I mean, how do you even start going about that? I mean,
Well, so I've been collecting for a while now, and I haven't been open about this because I know once it's broadcasted and it goes out to everyone, I've been getting a lot of DMs now, like about it, and it's been going crazy. So I kept it under wraps for I want to say like 7 years because I started with Dodger stuff, just primarily Dodgers. Then I went to Camelback Ranch, and then I started going to Diamondback games out there, and I remember the first bobblehead that I painted over was like a Hello Kitty Diamondback bobblehead, and I made it into a Dodger ones, and then like everyone at the stadium that were all Dodger fans were going crazy, and some guys like, I'll give you $50 for it. I'm like, nah, man, this is mine. What are you talking about? So then that's like how I kind of got the bug in collecting other SGAs from other stadiums. And then I lived in San Diego for a while, started collecting all that stuff. And I started accumulating all the West Coast stuff. And then I started buying off of eBay, getting all the East Coast. And I think Nick's Bobble said there's about 5,000 SGAs altogether. Yeah, so I have a quite a collection of a lot. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
In terms of adding to that collection, like you've got to because like obviously you can go to eBay and type in SJ bobblehead and see thousands of results. Like, how do you decide? Okay, this is the one I'm going to buy today.
Yeah.
Honestly, as of right now, is all based on pricing. It's all on price. If it's anywhere from $1 to $5, if it's something that's not the Dodgers, then I'm gonna snatch it. And if it's if it's a rare piece, depending on what it is, then I'll grab it as well. Yeah, so I have a certain budget that I have to budget myself to. If not, the wife is gonna kill me as well. So, this past week I got 6 boxes, or actually yesterday rather, I got 6 boxes that came in with a bunch of different things, and the wife is like, "Dude, you got to stop. Like you're going to." But I didn't pay that much for every single thing. I paid relatively some. I mean, everything adds up. At the end of the day, everything adds up. But I have to budget myself. If I don't budget myself, then 100% I'll go bankrupt.
Yeah. It's an ambitious project.
Yeah.
Especially when you don't display them. There's
Everything's in boxes. Everything's in. I don't know. So I thought I didn't have that Ken Griffey. I opened up my closet that's next to me, and it's literally right there in front of me. I'm just like, oh, now I have 2. I probably have 4 or 5. I'm horrible with it. I'm like the worst.
That's gonna be tough, man. That's and even Nick's Bobble saying 5K was just a guess. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, A's would be easy to knock out. I mean, shit, I could probably get you a whole collection in about a week. I could have probably most of the whole damn, except for the variants. I could have everything for you.
I have a lot of A's. So. Please don't kill me for this, Dodger fans. Don't. And I've only said this to Rob and Mark. As far as like bobblehead goes, like the A's are like the next team that I really love, just because of the colors and just how everything pops. And I love the Stockton ports. I love the Modesto nuts, like and how their uniform looks and all that.
We love you too.
What's that?
We love you too.
So, yeah, the A's SGAs are great, and their minor league SGAs are amazing as well. So, and then they're also inexpensive for the most part.
Yeah,
fits the brand.
Yeah, everything insane.
Oh man.
I have another question for the three of you. So, I mean, there's something like as a football. So I know SGAs aren't big in football. It's mainly a baseball thing, to a lesser extent basketball. But even still, even if it was big in football, as an international fan, like my purchases they're all going to be eBay or Facebook. So just kind of what the SGA experience, like what's it like now? So I've heard a lot of people comment that like these days, depending on the player that's being given away and how many bobbleheads there are, it can get pretty crazy. But I'm just wondering, like, what's the SGA experience like for you guys now? Like when you guys like, when an SGA is announced, you say, okay, I'm going to get every SGA. I'm going to go to every game that's announced. So like, what's it like at games, queuing up for the SGAs? There kind of a good buzz? Are you chatting to people around you? Is there competition? I mean, just whatever you can tell me about that.
Okay, everybody's gonna be quiet. Bobblefoot is laughing because Rob and I don't have an SGA.
I don't. You're like you're speaking a foreign language at the moment, dude. I don't even know what you said.
So
we don't give shit anymore, dude.
So the A's haven't had an SGA.
Really?
Yeah,
3 years, dude.
It's brutal. But I will say, like, when they first started, especially like when they first started in 2001. Probably 2001 through, I don't know, Rob, 2006, 2007. Like, you had to go, and you had to line up. You had to line up a good 2 to 3, 4. I mean, I remember one bobblehead I lined up like 6 in the morning. I was outside the gate before they would even open up the parking lot.
Damn.
Yeah, it was like that was what you did. Like,
yeah,
I was a little bit older. I mean, I was in my early 20s, but then a lot of the people that were there, like a lot of the snipers were like kids that were just like running in and out of the stadium with tons of tickets. And so I was a little bit older, so I'd bring like a box of donuts. That was always kind of my thing. And I'd sit there and like pass out donuts to people and just start talking baseball. And it was really fun. I loved it. And a lot of those games I went to by myself because whoever I was going to go to the game with didn't want to come that early to wait for, a bobblehead. They didn't get it. So I haven't like, there's nobody that I ever really like met that I'm still have like any sort of a relationship with from way back then. But without a doubt, every game when you were waiting in line to get in, like just there was an excitement that built within the people that were waiting in line, and you just it was like Christmas morning in a sense.
Yep.
Everyone was always hella happy and cheerful, and as soon as that gate opened, like you were already like looking to see how many boxes are set up there and which person that's going to be handing it out looks like they're going to not fumble it when they're going to give it to you. So you were trying to get into that line. There was like a strategy that went with it. So, I mean, I miss it because now, like, if we ever had one again, the last few that the A's had were, I mean, shit, you could show up in the second inning and get a bobblehead. They had that many. Either they had that many or there was that few fans that would show up. It was actually that many. They produced way too many, but it's not what it used to be is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Like,
so yeah, sorry, I didn't know that about the A's. Why don't they do them anymore?
because they hate us.
Rob?
They hate fans. They hate everything about the whole having a fan come to your game and watch you win and play baseball. It's unbelievable. It's the weirdest experience you ever. What's going on right now is one of the weirdest things you ever see for a sports team, dude. You mean the movie? If you ever watched the movie Major League, that's what we're living right now, dude. I'm out there playing a fool in the outfield, making bash arms, eating hot dogs and shit, and getting on TV because the rest of the shit sucks, dude. It's like a broken baseball team, dude. It's weird as shit, dude.
Yeah, it sucks. That's why, I mean, I don't know if you caught the beginning, but I mean, that's why, like, literally, Rob Roberts is single-handedly saving all A's collectors over the last 3 years just from been producing. Like, if we didn't have him, we'd be just shit. I don't know where I'd be. What I'd be doing? I'd be insane.
Maybe on crack or meth or something.
Seriously.
Dude, it's so I did it selfishly. I did a lot of it for myself too, because I get a vibe. Nothing's happening. Like I still have a picture of one that was promised to come out to us in 2000. Well, it's gonna come out in 2020. Well, 2019. Listen, the Chapman's came what 2019. Chapman and the Mats came out in 2019. That was our last year of when we had the bobbleheads. And then we had one of our Simeon ones was promised to us and all this stuff. We just don't get anything anymore. We get nothing. They're not even trying to like indicate they're going to do anything. And like what Mark's saying, it used to be very exciting. It was even thrilling up to like, I think even up to like 2015, 2016, 2017-ish. You still got in line and get there because you didn't know exactly how many times. And there are some people even on the show now that I used to get in line with. And that's also where I traded hot stuff from too. You know what I mean? I show up early and then I'm gonna grab something from a guy. You know what I mean? I'm buying something from this guy. So you did a lot of wheeling and dealing kind of. That's what I did in line too at the same time because I knew these people that are coming. And then the gates open and then you try to do your strategy how you're gonna get whatever you can get. But yeah, nowadays it sucks. It's crap. But right now, if we had a bobblehead, it'd be amazing. Dude, I'd be all over. I'd be on Instagram live dancing and shit out in the parking lot because
be tailgating.
This is like that would be Christmas for me.
And so I mean that question, I don't know anything about baseball, but is the A's have affiliates that do bobbleheads?
They do a lot. That's more intense. So like he's talking about the ports. The Stockton ports is one. They'll do 1,000 of them. You know, it's like the A's now they give away 35,000. I think was the last couple they gave away, which is stupid because there's so many you don't care. But like the ports, they'll do like 1,000. They're very limited too, but they've like rehashed. So this year will be the first year we get a new one from them. In 2020 they had new ones, but it was like buy a T-shirt and we're gonna give you because we couldn't go to the games. So we're buy.
Isn't it a Dodgers one?
Huh?
Isn't it a Dodgers one they're giving away?
You're right. Yeah, that's okay. And here's the other shit that's coming through. Yeah. So what the hell, man? Like I still don't have an A's bobblehead coming out this year. So I don't have shit. Dude, it's so stupid. Like whatever, man. Whatever. It's what it is. Yeah, I don't have any A's. I have nothing. I have to make shit so we can have something. That's all that happens right now.
I'm prescribing you blood pressure medication right now.
Right now, yeah, we can see your blood going.
His head's
I got this today though. Check that out.
oh
Oh, let's go.
Yeah.
wow. Speaking of
I live in
WWE,
1989. I live in 1989 because we don't get shit. So I gotta have a
That's sexy.
So I go off and I buy shit like that because I have no bobbleheads. I gotta make stuff and stuff like that. That's why I got I got a problem with everything. So I'm off.
Kev, you really
all
opened a can of worms here, buddy.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
So whatever,
my
dude.
next question.
Whatever, dude. So it's a little Bobbleful. Tell us how it works. Let me know too. I'd like to know.
I don't even want to tell my story anymore.
I have no idea. I have no idea how it works.
I'm so sorry.
Tell me how it's supposed to feel. 'Cause I don't know. I'm numb, dude. I'm numb.
Oh shit! Oh, love that belt, by the way.
Awkward.
Oh man! I look so things have changed a lot for us Dodger fans going to collect SGAs. My first bobblehead, like I said, it was this Tom and the Sorter one. Not this exact one. I think I put it away finally, but this is the one I got. I think it was like back in 2007. There was a time where you didn't have to show up extra early to the game, and you would miss your SGA. I do remember a time where I would show up to a game. I would show up right before first pitch, and I would still get my bobblehead, depending on who the player, the person, whoever may be. And the Dodgers, they've always given out anywhere from 30 to 40,000 bobbleheads away. Now, there's like I do like, and I read Angie, your legend, your GOAT, Bobble Sniper. Same with you guys. I read your guys' comments, and I get. It's a big anxiety for me before I go in and I go to the stadium because I have like my routine. I have to be there super early. I have to be one of the first persons in line to secure my bobbleheads. But then when I go also, I do also have like anywhere from 4 to 5, maybe 6 people sending me their tickets saying that they can't make it to the game, and I'm picking up their bobbleheads as well. So depending on how many tickets I have, and if I go with the family, it's a whole thing. It's crazy now because everyone's flipping bobbleheads now. And for me, I always call the homies. Hey, are you guys gonna be at the stadium? Where are you guys at? Where are you guys going through? Bobblehead at 8:05. He's one of them that I call like the day of, and he's like, "Oh, you're not here yet? Like I'm already here." And or same thing with my other homegirl, Lorena. I hit her up, hey, you going to the game? No, okay, cool. I'll pick up your bobbleheads. Same thing with a lot of other friends. I call a bunch of people before they go to the stadium. Hey, how's the lines looking? How's everything? So it's for us collectors, it's very, very stressful. For me, I want to say for me, it's hella stressful. And then I'm trying to get into the whole thing of getting extra bobbleheads to help others out, I guess copying all these other ones, getting extra ones and do whatever I can with them. But I don't have that in me. I don't have that in me anymore where I can ask for a bobblehead or pay someone for a bobblehead. It's never been something that I could do. For me, I 100% props where you guys can do that and you guys can get those bobbleheads and get all those extra ones, get 20, 40, 50 at a time. Props to you guys. I can't do it. The only one that I got like that was like the Tommy Lasorda last year where I ended up getting a bunch of them because nobody wanted them. And I'm like, all right, fine, here we go. And then let's go ahead and do it, But it just I don't have it, man. I feel so weird, and when I get there with the family, I want to secure my bag first. Meaning I want to secure my bobbleheads, because I'm there with the wife, I'm there with the kid, and my kid has a different thing going on. He doesn't care about the game yet. He's worried about the playgrounds and all that. So for me, it's like a different experience from everyone else because I know who is going to be there for what reasons for the bobbleheads and all that. And now it gets to the point where if the game starts at 7 there will be some games where at 7 p.m. Because the gates open at 5, I think 4:30. They let people in that are season ticket holders around a little bit before 5. Gates open at 5:10, so like 2 hours beforehand. And then after that, around 7 p.m., the bobbleheads are gone. So it all depends. So
Yeah.
I have to I work around it. I plan it. It's not like how it used to be. It's not like how it used to be where I was okay going in wherever I went in and I got my bobblehead. I think the Dodgers have it to where by second inning, if they still have bobbleheads and you haven't gotten your bobblehead and you get there, they take everything away and then they give you a voucher. I don't know if they do that anymore, where you're able to pick up your game after or your bobblehead after the game. But like I said, now it's to the point where everyone's trying to get all the bobbleheads and they're flipping them, putting them on eBay, OfferUp, Craigslist, whatever it may be, Facebook. So it's tough, man. It's tough nowadays because everyone's doing it now. It's not just the three main core guys out here in LA that used to do it. It's like 20 to 40 people that are doing it now.
Wow.
Sounds like an amazing experience.
Did that answer your question?
I When I saw your guys' faces when I was asking that question, I was like, shit, what?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, I know. Sorry, I didn't mean to go on a rampage. It's just it's the most frustrating damn thing in the world right now is what's going on. So, but it is what it is.
Yeah. I mean, it was a top quality rant, so
It
it
was
was an
pretty good.
education for me as well. So thanks.
I'll be honest, I got sweaty here. I got hot when these guys went out. Oh, whoa, let me back up.
And I'm not a hothead, but damn, man. I mean, how much can you take, bro? I mean, let's be real. So, anyways. All right, boys. Well, this is great. I know, dude, it's really early for you. We've been pushing for a long time now. This is a pretty long show, so I want to thank you. We're gonna wrap it up.
Yes.
If that's cool with you, dude. You got to go to the gym now. You're almost time for you to go to the gym, bro. Right? 5 o'clock?
Not today. I'm straight after bed.
All right. Well, I thank you very much for coming on and being on the show with us. I don't talk to you very much, but honestly, I'm probably gonna hit you up in DMs all the time now. To be honest with you, and so
Yeah.
I appreciate you coming on. It's a big deal. It's a big deal for you to take the time out of your middle of the night to do this, and so that's really really cool of you. And great show, man. I mean, you did an amazing job. So thank you.
Seriously, thank you very much.
Yeah. We can't thank you enough, man. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much for having me. This is such a highlight for me. I've had a blast. I mean, what you guys are doing. And I'll repeat what I said at the start. It's absolutely fantastic, and I'm delighted to be a part of it for 1 week and tuning in every other week. It's not live every week, but I do catch up on Instagram the next day.
You get a pass.
Yeah, no worries. No worries. I won't hold it against you, dude. So cool. Thank you again,
Thanks so
man.
much.
I'll post it up. I'll tag it. Everybody, please go follow you, man. I'll tag you on there, and everybody can get a link to follow you on there. Amazing, dude. Amazing work. You're doing a great job on the customs. I do that. Much props on that. I'm sorry you did follow Travis on that on the customs. I wasn't even thinking about that. But do your own thing. You do a great job in your own style and stuff too. So I just want to tell you that. So everybody, thanks for joining us. Sorry for getting a little heated there. I just hate the A's at the moment. I love my team, but I hate the A's. So all right,
Go
thank
get
you,
the rest,
everybody.
Kev.
Thanks, everybody. I'll see you next week.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.